Greenhaven Creations.
Brian.
Mike.
Good evening, all. How are we all?
Brian.
Hang on, you can hear him in the background. Hang on, let him finish talking. Right, good evening, all. Thank you very much for coming over and joining us. Hope you're all well. Hope you all had a great week. This special guest has took me 2 years to get her here. 2 whole years. She's made me really work for this one, but here she is. So, our special guest earworm of tonight is Emma Cook, aka the Tiny Turner. Everybody knows who Emma is. So, thank you very much, Emma, for eventually coming over and joining us.
You're very welcome.
And always, we've got Mum and Dad as well, Brian and Terry. So, thank you, gentlemen.
Hello, everybody.
Terry's on holiday.
ladies.
Terry's on holiday, so he's got a new background today. Look.
I'm on holiday.
So,
Come here for this. I'm on
Yeah.
holiday.
He's got a new background.
This is a
Yes,
taped
it does,
version
with
of
different
Terry.
handle.
Don't worry about anything else.
So, as always, special guest earworm. If you've got any questions for Emma, then now's your chance to ask them. I'm sure everybody's got questions for Emma. Well, you normally got questions for the special guest. So, Emma's here to help where she can and answer questions where she can. So, while you've got the time and we've got Emma here, then chuck your questions in the chat. And before you put a question in, please put Q so the guys can know that's a question, and then it will get read out. If it doesn't get read
Just
out,
because we're a wee bit stupid.
if it doesn't get read out, then please remind the chaps, because the chat is moving really quick, so they may miss one or two. So hopefully it's going to slow down a little bit as we get into it, and then they can keep up with the live chat. So I'm going to go over to the live just quickly, let you know what's going on, and then we can get on with what we're here for, which is quizzing Emma. So.
Read the chat out.
So I've got a blank here. It's a piece of oak. I should put it on tailstock so you can see. I cast. This had a big inclusion in here. So what I've done is I've put some red currant or some currant resin in here, and I made a mistake. I drilled that was supposed to. I thought that was going to be the top, but this should be the bottom. So we're going to try and use that as a mortar. So the mortise is maybe a little bit bigger than what it should be, but we'll see if we can get over it. So I'm just going to shape it and get some pattern on it, and then we will go from that. But as always, it's not about this, it's about Emma. She is our special guest after all. So let's get the questions going.
Give her a grill.
And she's a
Brian,
bit
read the
nervous.
chat
I've never known Emma Cook to be nervous, but she is nervous.
She's a bit nervous, guys, but just
I'm super nervous.
yeah.
I
Don't be
have
gentle
to
just
have
because
to
she's
do
nervous.
No, no.
Yeah, don't be gentle. No.
Brian will read out his name, won't he, Brian?
Oh well, you want me to read it out now?
Yeah, well, you're the one who's been writing the
Okay,
names.
I've got a whole lot of names written down here, and if I've missed your name out, guys, bad luck you're having, basically. So we started off with Vival from Tickle Turnings, Paul Finley from Wood Turning at Home, Jennifer's Craft and Creations is in, Wayne the Wood Turner, Dr. Bob, Clinton Wood Dancers, Door 60 is in, Gary Glass, Alf Key, Doug Miller's all the way from America, Brian with a Y, Terry.
Brian El Tenero de Madeira.
There you go. Brent Beecroft's in. Phil. I can't read my own writing. Phil somebody.
Phil P.
That's in.
Phil P. Phil P.
Jared, the French woodturner's in. Mark, the gentle woodturner's in. Fred is in. Roy's in. Des is in. Robert Kingspor's in. Martin Boyd's in. Lilia's in. Susie the Swiss woodturner. It's easy for some people to say. Kelsey's, it's Vicky from Kelsey's Craft. Paul Houghton's in. Rob the Prof is in. That's only half of you. My goodness, there's loads of yous in tonight. Tony Smith, Michael McKeown, Dan at Taylor's Norfield. Dan's in again. Must have watching that boy. Old Man River is in. Barry Chitty's in. Barry's Wood Creations. Robert Hodgepodge. Billy Brown. Simon at Flied Wood Turning. Graham Hain. Shane Hurst. Lucy Bundy Rose in. As is Andy Bundy Rose. Malcolm Douglas is in. Philip J. Brian at Greenhaven Creations. Wurzel 001 is in. Whoever Wurzel 001 is, that's a new name.
Gummage's brother.
He's one he's got his turn up head on tonight.
Is Aunt Sally in?
To your left, Woodworks. Aunt Sally's sitting in the chair there, look. AKA the tiny man. Kate Kitchen's in. Said Andy Monday already. Got double mention tonight, Andy. Alex O'Wooden, thanks, just came in. Benjamin is also in.
Sir Benjamin.
That's Sir Benjamin, sorry. Then apologies, knighthood, I forgot. That's everybody I've got. There are currently 81 people watching.
Yeah, but you did forget Ruby Clare's in, and also Terry Cox is in.
Didn't see Ruby Clare's name in the chat.
Oh, well, you see, Roy's the boy's in as well.
I said
Roy.
Roy.
Did you? Okay.
Sure.
Yes, Dan, it is Emma the I don't do special earworm.
I don't do earworming. Yeah. That's
Is
what you
in.
think.
Yeah, I don't normally do it. It's the first time. This is the first
Dire
time. isn't it?
emergency then.
So,
Mark Turner again, Craft in,
it's
Helen
very,
Jenkins
very
is in, Brent
soon.
Beecliffe's in. Look at
Oh,
them all.
Wurzel
Okay,
Gilbert.
people, don't forget questions, please. Please.
Right, who's
Prefix it
this?
with a couple of question marks. Emma, have you got a nice cup of tea, said Fred?
No.
What?
Okay, the first
No,
question.
see, I've ordered a couple. I texted Casper for one, so I may get one in an hour or so when he finally picks his phone up.
Robert
should
from
have-
Hodgepodge has just
You got
said,
Casper here instead of you.
I see that we're going to get lots of interesting questions from Dan this evening.
Yeah.
you think?
I hope that you're not drinking, Dan, so that this gets
Here, look,
really
take, do your eye makeup, Emma.
Oh, he doesn't get worse,
Brian.
does he?
For Emma,
about
not Brian,
4
anyway.
minutes. And look, it matches my jumper as well.
Not
that can
one of
see
you
that now,
say
but
it
there's lots-
shows.
What's yours?
Twisted Pete's in.
Hi, Pete.
Into the Twisted Trees. Right, first question, Emma, that'll come from me, won't it? What got you into wood turning?
That would be my brother, really. My brother and my uncle. My uncle was, he took wood turning up as a hobby, and he got my younger brother in, and I was just nosy, really. So I got into it off the back of those two, and then James got into fitness and moved away from it, and I kind of carried it on.
Cool.
And when was that?
Yeah. 22 years ago.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Just yesterday then.
Susie's asking, could you make Emma's voice a bit louder, Steve? Because it's over your lathe louder than it,
My lathe shouldn't be hearing my lathe.
and she can just hear us over the lathe. So it's
So Gavin Doherty's joined
could
us.
well
He
be.
says A for Emma. A for Emma. I'm not sure that works. And says, when's the next newsletter coming?
Oh, that old chestnut. Who knows? I like to keep it a surprise for me more than anybody else.
I love it.
I never
I'll be
know
surprised
what
when
I'm
she
gonna
does
write
one.
on that. I'm surprised when I do one. Is that an idea?
William Kenny's just joined us. Hello.
Hi, William.
You're late again.
Yeah, where have you been?
Not good enough.
What kind of excuse is that? Matthew Lawrence is in. Did you say hello, Matthew? No, you didn't.
Yes, we did.
I was turning a piece of wood today, and I had the super glue.
She's in.
Oh, hi, John. I had the super glue crack in it, and it obviously wasn't quite dry when I spun the lathe up, and it's all up my left arm. I've got little super glue dots all up my left arm.
Oh well, just shave the ears off. That'll do.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Happens.
The monkey anyway. Ears like that.
Yeah, I think Dan isn't a drink. Could you recommend a step suitable for use with a lathe?
No. Right, I'm just going to try and sort out my sound. Might be able to sort it.
Okay. Christine Michael Hesdenhine's in.
Steve's lathe is quite loud, actually.
They shouldn't be able to hear it because the noise cancelling.
Yeah, heck of a loud.
I can hear. Well, of course, yes, I'm in a different place.
Rob from Copperell is in.
Evening, Rob. So I can't believe none of these are a question for Emma. Did you know Emma actually sells a whole lot of stuff? Did you know that? And he's aware of
They've all
that.
bought it. They've all bought it all. We all have. Did I tell you, everybody, I got a new face mask? That young lady let me use hers when she was demoing at our club in Lessingham. just to try it.
Ooh.
And it fitted a treat,
Fantastic.
so then I bought one. I'm not sure it's Emma's new mask, but it's Emma's brother's, I think, or cousin or somebody. Well
Your
worth
brother.
it. His brother, her brother. Heck of a good it is. You can actually use a microphone underneath it. And wear spectacles.
Brian coughing up a lung or
Ian Leach is in. He
Sorry,
says,
guys.
what's your favourite piece you've ever turned, Emma? Come back in a minute.
Ooh.
Trying to sort of sound out, people.
Yeah, give me 2 minutes.
Yep, she'll be back in a second, guys. Just hang fire with the questions for a second.
She's sorting out her sound bar. An ugly boy's in as well.
Yeah, ugly boy. Just seen that. I've just had a look at his channel.
is it X-rated?
Yeah, no videos. No videos in the channel.
Ugly boy, the answer to that question. Ugly boy says he's in need of a decent supply of hardwood and exotic woods. I am in Scunthorpe. You know anybody a good supplier? Martin Pigeon is in Grimsby. He's a good supplier. I get my timber off of him.
I think Emma
I'm
buys
not sure.
timber from Martin as well, isn't it?
Emma, she's got her ears back on. She might be able to tell you his email address.
Hang on.
I know. I see Martin every Wednesday, so club meeting. Boy, is it?
So Robert has a question.
It may be the lathe. Is it loud on YouTube? The lathe, everybody.
I'll tell you.
It's really loud on Skype.
I don't know why, because
Okay.
most noise cancellations as well. There's no noise cancellation in Skype though. That's the trouble.
No, not for us, but I don't know if YouTube sounded
No,
loud.
it's not. No, there's no sound
It's
coming
not,
through
is it?
late on YouTube. I'll just
Yeah,
switch
so
it
there
on.
shouldn't be. There shouldn't
Okay.
be because there's noise cancellation.
No, there isn't. It's not the late.
Hodgepodge says he's looking to get a Sunstrom PARP in about a month. What battery life do you get with your mask? Is that the one you got, Emma? Emma's not got her earphone.
Emma's not got headphones on at the minute, guys. Just give us a minute.
Yeah.
She's trying to sort out our microphone issue. Kate Kissing has just typed in there, exotic hardwoods limited are fantastic and delivery as well.
Right.
Good.
So there you go. Exotic hardwoods. Ugly.
We've got 117 viewers on my channel, on my page,
19.
but you have 19. And Susie says there's 118. So, well, it's just changed to 118 on mine as well.
Oh, thank you everybody for
Excellent.
coming over.
Joe Senior's in. Hello, Joe.
Joe, how are you?
Hi, Joe.
Still not sure how I'm going to sort this bottom out, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, I think.
Yeah. Robert
Nobody's
says
taking
the
notes
lathe
anyway.
isn't. Robert says the lathe isn't loud. It sounds like Emma's using a computer mic rather than a headset or something.
Yeah, well, she's now sorting it out, so just be patient, folks.
Yeah.
Give
And
her, give her a minute, boys and girls.
She'll be
We'll
back.
be right back.
Can't hear you.
Nope.
Your
Nope.
voice is very, very low.
Sounds like it's coming through the webcam mic, doesn't it?
That's better.
Or the camera mic.
No, I was using a headset. Is that any better?
That's a bit better.
Bit better.
It's a little bit louder, yep.
Can you turn the microphone gain up slightly? It'll be a bit better again.
Right. Any better?
That's
That's
Much better.
bingo.
Hey.
There you have it.
Yeah, there you are, people.
Is it now extremely loud?
No, it's
No,
fine.
it's
That's
fine.
good.
It's
That's
perfect.
good.
We're good. Cool.
Good.
Don't forget, in. Evening, Glenn.
I had to
Evening, good.
I had to download Skype on the computer because these old headphones were rubbish.
That's what it was. Hodgepodge, I don't know if you got the same, Emma, if you got the same mic headset as he has, but he says
Yep.
he's looking to get a Sunstrom PAPR mask.
Okay.
Do you know what the battery life lasts on those? Is that the one you use?
That's the
Or the head.
the airflow headset, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mask.
May not use that. Does anybody know what that is?
Nope.
If not, then you could get it, Robert, and tell us.
That question is miles back in my chat.
Was
Don't inhale.
Right.
I just put the
Finally
link in.
sorted. Sorry about that, everybody.
Right.
Right.
Dan's
So-
making us. Yeah, go on.
Dan's making a fool of himself. There's a surprise.
Yeah, he just said, I'm not sure people, but realise how big that headset is. She, I take it that he means Emma, used both hands to push the jack plug in.
Well,
Oh, no, damn it.
what can I say?
Daniel, you'll be in it when she sees you
Daniel.
again.
Who needs friends like that, eh?
Yeah.
Oh,
So, back to one of the original
Absolutely.
questions was, what's your favourite piece of wood to turn? Susan.
Oh, that's quite a difficult one to answer. I don't really have a favourite as such. Favourite piece of wood. I like doing I've done a few flowers that I've done out of multiple layers of wood. They've always been quite interesting, but I like a bit of colouring. I don't know. I don't really have a favourite bit of turning, I don't think. I try to cast my mind back to all the stuff that I've made.
That is 20 years ago, mind.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
through quite a bit of stuff, really.
Since then.
Yeah, just one or two bits on, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, so
They can say they hear you better now, Emma, so that's good.
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 Good. That's what we want.
Right, she's ready for your questions then, people.
Right, let me get back to the up to date with the chat now. Where are we?
Robert Portwood's in. Alan Gibb. There's a few.
Lucy's threatening Dan there, you see that? Us little people will get our own back on you, Dan.
And he says,
You better
"Lucy,
protect
please
your
don't.
ankles.
My ankles are pretty sore already."
Yeah. You better protect them when you get to Harrogate, big lad.
You're going to Harrogate, Emma?
Oh, aye, definitely. Oh, I love Harrogate. It's just so good. It really is good.
I thought it was that good last year. I booked the hotel before I left it. This year.
Did you really?
Yeah. As I walked
Oh,
out,
wow.
same room, same 4 days. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Wow.
It's okay.
For the same price.
What is your ugly boys? What is your preferred tool type? Those carbide ones with replaceable tips, or the traditional ones?
Proper tools. Proper gouges.
Proper
Proper
tool.
gouges.
We knew that was coming.
Ooh. Let's not
My
cause a row.
absolute favourite tool is a 1/4-inch ball gouge with a short grind. So
Quarter
that
inch.
is 1/4-inch. You can make magic with that.
Do anything with it?
Yeah.
So the ugly boy
You
wants
really
to know
can.
what's in Harrogate.
Well, it's a
Harrogate's
wood
the
turning,
best It's the
wood
woodworking
turning
show.
stroke trade fair, which is the biggest, I think, in the UK.
I would say so.
I would think so, yeah. And it's on usually
Right.
10th, 11th, and 12th of November, or those dates, exactly around those dates. That is the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, not sure if it is the 10th. I can look it up actually. 10th, 11th, and 12th.
It's a good show, is Harrogate. It is. There's normally quite a lot going on.
It is actually the night. So it's the 10th, 11th, and 12th. Friday the 10th, Friday the 11th and 12th, Sunday. 3 days. I should be there from Thursday just to get an extra day in.
Oh, Roy the boy's asking a question there, Emma. He says, what's the best piece you've ever made?
Oh, that's got to be
I
Errol,
think,
my little
yeah, I
my
think I could
dragon.
guess.
It's got to be Errol.
I don't
Yeah,
suppose he's
that-
the hand, is he?
It can be. I can go and grab him in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get him in and
Um,
we'll show him off a little later on, I think.
Hodgepodge says, what powered respirator do you use, Emma, and what sort of battery life do you get from it?
I
Looking to
use
get a new
a
one.
Sunstrom. I use a Sunstrom SR500. You get about 10 to 12 hours of battery on it. That particular model's got a fast charge battery as well. I think it charges in something like 2 hours. And I like that one over the slightly lesser model because you can put gas filters on it. So if you're into casting resins or doing spraying and anything like that, you can use it for those. They are really good units. I love it. And it's comfortable to wear as well. For a whole, you can easily wear it all day. Easily.
That's the important thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Frederick Day is asking a generic question to everybody. Have anybody ever used laser engravers to decorate your pieces?
Yes.
Projects, and if so, what are the drawbacks?
Fumes.
The drawbacks are that every piece of wood is different. So getting the right, actually acquiring the correct settings on your laser is a bit of a hit and miss when you're trying to do it on a bowl or a vase or whatever you're doing. It's fine when you're doing a production run on the likes of plywood where you can do a test piece first. But if you're doing it on a piece of wood that you've just turned, you're kind of in the guessing category. That's a big drawback.
And make sure you've got it well ventilated, because if not, that'll give you headaches.
100%, yeah. That kind of goes without saying, guys. Don't burn a laser in your workshop because it creates a terrible amount of smoke for a tiny little bit of point of heat.
Right. I have never ever used a laser engraver.
I've got one. I've never used it either.
Yep, never had a go.
I used mine for a maker's mark on the bottom of things.
You use yours for cutting out circles in
I can, yeah.
Abrasive, don't you?
I cut out my abrasive circles on a laser as well. But I've used it for decoration on a few pieces. But sometimes if you don't get with a good deal of practice, you'll be able to work out, you'll be able to feel how good or how wet the wood is or how dry the wood is, and with experience, you'll get to know just what the settings will be for each kind of piece of wood. But still, it's a bit of a guess.
Best thing you can do with a laser engraver is do tests and do grey scale boards, so you know what powers and what speeds give you what colours. That's the best way.
How's that coming along, Steve?
Yeah, there's a few little air gaps in it, but I'll get it finished tonight, and then I'll just run some resin in the holes to fill the holes.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't go in a pressure pot. I was
make the bow smaller.
Just cold poured. If not, my cereal.
All right.
My milk.
That's not bad for that then.
No, if not, my milk will run out of there. So, my cereal in the morning.
Yeah, make it a thick bowl, it won't then.
So Clinton Wood Dancer is asking Emma, have you tried making embellishing wax from the chameleon powders?
Yes, I have.
If so, does the colour shift like it does in the finish?
Yes, it does.
Ooh,
there you are.
It does. It works. I've been using the ethereal ones more than the chameleon because the chameleon ones are very dark, which is fine if you're using it on top of ebonising lacquer, but not so good if you're just putting it in natural wood. I think that they're over in the other thingy. Yeah. You just mix the tiniest, take the tiniest bit of paste wax to mix them in with. You don't need a lot of paste wax. But no, they work pretty well. I was hoping to make some with them, but the amount that you actually have to put in of the mica is immense. So it's just,
not worth the price.
I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, it depends if I can buy enough in at once, then I might be able to do some. But yeah, they really takes a lot of powder. But making your own is fine because you're only using such a tiny amount on the surface that it's not that bad. But yeah, it works nicely, and it does still colour shift. Yeah, definitely.
Good. Paul Hayton is saying, question, you seem to be incredibly busy at the moment with demos, etc. Are you still doing HGV driving?
I haven't been in a wagon for a few months now. It's probably about 3 months since I last drove. And I do miss it. I absolutely love driving. So it's weird not going out on a Monday night and getting in the truck. But at the same time, it's quite nice to have a break. So
to not do it, yeah. That's it, yeah.
Mark Strotton's joined us. Evening, Mark.
Hello, Mark. Lucy Bundy Rose says, Andy says, thanks for the order and thank you for our stickers.
Oh, you're welcome. Yes, I got his sticker request. I need
Ugly
to
Boy
see
says,
pictures of where the stickers are.
Ugly Boy says, do you use shellac?
As in a shellac
Finish.
finish or sanding sealer.
Finish.
Do you ever use shellac?
No, I don't tend to use shellac, no. But I do use shellac sanding sealer sometimes. As opposed to cellulose or acrylic.
In answer to Roy's the boys.
Really.
No, Roy, we didn't miss you.
Oh.
No, not in the slightest, Roy. Where were you? Were
Roy,
you making a deal?
Roy, who's Roy?
Yeah.
Who's Roy?
Who's Roy?
Roy. No sympathy in this channel.
Unfortunate. Did you tell us the size of that blank, by the way, Steve, for those interested?
Oh, did we? Oh, no, I didn't tell you, but I can tell you. It was
roughly, because somebody was. Yeah, you didn't tell me the size of that.
It was a quarter of an inch bigger than what it is now.
Okay, there we are, quarter inch bigger.
So
7 inch.
8 inches.
Could Frederick Day says, would you please repeat the name of your air filter system? He needs one. She'll put it in the chat for you, and it's there.
There you go.
Sunstrom.
It's a Swedish brand.
Sunstrom what, Emma? Because there's loads of them.
It is a Sunstrom S. Oops.
Dawson's just joined us from the west coast of Arizona.
Oh, Lord.
Arizona was on a coast. Arizona was a desert. Middle.
SR 500 with an SR 570 head.
Yeah. Yeah. You buy them separately because it's an interchangeable system.
Oh, okay.
So you can use it for welding or spraying or wood turning or anything. And there's different tops that you can get for it, basically.
That's a good idea, actually, isn't it?
It's a really smart system. It's really clever.
Because that's a good idea, because if you've done different things, say you did welding, you did spraying, you did wood turn, you could have one power pack but just have different masks, couldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the way it works?
That's that's exactly how it's designed. Yeah.
Market turn green crash.
They're not stupidly expensive filters either.
No, I see that.
About £9 or something, £9.50 for a particulate. And the other clever thing about it is if you are into spraying, etc., then and you don't need a particulate filter, you can just buy a gas filter. For spraying you need both, but there's certain applications you might only need gas protection. So you're not having to waste money paying for a filter that's got everything in it that you might not need. Yeah.
Are the filters dated? Do they only last a certain time, or are they?
There's no real life to them. In that you've got to change them every month or every 6 months. You use them until they don't work anymore. So your air filters, the unit will tell you when it's not pulling enough air through because they're blocked and they need cleaning. The gas filters, if you can taste or smell whatever it is you're working with, then they've expired. The carbon's expired. So yeah.
I'm just reading on the website here. It says the SR 510 filters. That's the same ones that fit your
Yeah, that's particular.
Manufacturing shelf life of 10 years from manufacture should be changed when breather existence is encountered.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Mark
just
at
exactly
Turnigan.
what you said, yeah.
Mark at Turnigan Crafts wants to know if your brother's going to have a stall at Harrogate.
Yes.
Yes. He
Oh,
is.
good.
Yeah, he's
Get your
already
mask.
booked.
That's good.
Yes, he is. He's going to be right opposite the coffee place.
Oh, even better.
So
That's even
everybody will see him.
That's where he was last year, wasn't it?
I can't remember. I think it might have been actually Steve, yeah. I hardly saw him. We literally hardly saw each other at the show. It was that busy. And it was the same at Newark as well. We didn't really see each other at Newark. And he was not that far away.
Right, so I will sand and seal this, but I'm going to mix up some resin after the live and just get those. But I will finish it, but I'll just sand it
Top
back.
up the holes.
Yeah, just top up the holes. Right.
Are you going to use the same colour or a contrasting colour?
Well, I was actually thinking of a different colour, to be honest, just to.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I would use that opportunity.
I think if I put another colour, if I put the same colour in there, you'll notice it because it won't look blend. So it might be an opportunity to, like you say, put a different colour in. But we'll cross that bridge.
Sir Ben Jammy wants to know, is your brother 7 foot tall?
No, he is taller than me though, amazingly. Do you know what? I don't actually know how tall he is. He's like that much taller than me. I don't know.
Ward Wilson has just put in the chat there, Emma. I daily miss your Sunday live turnings.
Well, that's all to change. She's on every Sunday.
I'm not every Sunday.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Every Sunday.
She signed the contract and everything.
Oh no.
She's coming on more often on Sundays, chap. She's coming on more often on Sundays because she misses it as well.
I did miss it loads. So it was just really annoying. I basically messed up with my accounts and they've taken over my life for the past 8 months because I left them and did nothing for 18 months. So I'm paying the price. Yeah. So it's been a massive uphill slog and it's still ongoing, but I've got a little bit more time now. So yeah, I'm back on Sundays. So.
Good.
I had that trouble. After about 2 years, I couldn't get it. This is rubbish. I called a chap who was a friend of mine who was an accountant and I said, I got trouble. He said, oh, give me your accounts. He said, I'll sort them out for you. So I handed him a big 2 foot by 3 foot by a 2 foot deep cardboard box full of receipts. Just handed it to him. He said, what? I said, you just said give it you. There they are. It took him and his team about 4 months to sort out.
Wow.
Good evening,
Steve. He charged me quite a bit of money for that, but never mind.
Yeah.
Evening, Stephen.
That's what I did. I've given it to the accountants, but they gave me it back last week. They said there's some we just can't do it. So we need you to help. Dear. So I was like, oh god.
That's what you should do every month.
Says Emma. Yeah. Is there something inward turning you wish you were better at?
Yep, definitely. Hollow forms and skew chisel work.
Yes,
I am terrible with a skew. A lot of it's height, although I've been told that that's an excuse.
It is.
Well, look at Derek.
I am rubbish with a skew chisel.
I'll show you how to do it, Emma, when I see you again.
Harry is good with a skew chisel.
It won't take 5 minutes.
You say that. I'm scared of them, though. I'm scared of them, so... Yeah.
I used to be as well until Terry taught me. So I'm not scared of it now, I just can't use it.
No, I'm rubbish at hollow forms as well. I struggle with those. Again, it's a fear thing. And it's silly because as soon as you're not afraid of something, your confidence grows and you just think, why was I ever worried about that? I used to be frightened of undercutting a bowl. And I can remember being in my mum and dad's garage after I'd been commissioned to make some things at the company I used to work for. And I had to get them in like 2 days later, and loads of them were these little bowls. And that's how I learned to hollow bowls when you put yourself under pressure like that, you haven't got time to worry. You just get on with it, don't you?
Yeah. Deadline's always
good. Yeah. But hollow forms, I went down and had a week's course with Mark Sanger, which was awesome. Just before lockdown. But although I came away with some very nice pieces, I haven't dared do it since, really. So that is something I really want to work on. I'm hopefully having a lesson. Well, no, I am having a lesson with Gary Lowe when I come back from Denmark, but I don't know what I'm going to be turning, because Gary's work is just beautiful. I absolutely love Gary's work.
Brilliant.
So Tim from TF.
I love having lessons.
Good evening, Tim.
Hello, Tim. Gary Glass says his ski work's brilliant. Come on, leaps and bounds. He can now open a tin of paint in less than 3 seconds. And Gary.
Sounds about right, Gary.
I can actually use it with a skew. So that's it.
Oh, if I'd only practice a bit more, it'd be better. I can turn a bead okay.
I found, if you can imagine, if you're doing a hollow form, when you get down to where you can't see, imagine you're closing your eyes and doing it. Just do it by feel. That's what you got to do. Just feel it, and close your eyes for a few seconds, and just feel the tool going around. You will get there. You'll get there.
Oh,
I'd end up with it in my neck.
Dan is asking Emma a question. Can you tell me more about the time at ASK Tools?
Daniel!
The
place legends were made.
So,
that sounds interesting,
right.
Dan.
Okay.
Emma can, yeah.
So,
She'll tell
here
the
we
truth.
go. Yes, me and Dan have history, you see. When I first started turning at a young age of 16, we live in Birstall, and in Birstall was this really cool little wood turning shop called ASK Tools, and we used to go down there regularly, and we were lucky really to have that local, because they sold lathes, tools, wood, finish, everything. It was a fab little shop. And after we'd been down a few times spending our pocket money on a weekend, they said, oh, we need somebody for a Saturday job, just sweeping up after lessons, making cups of tea, just generally helping. So James was only 15 and legally couldn't take the job. So I leapt at it and said, yeah, I'll do it. So big sister, worst big sister in the world. And then I was there for a couple of years, and I was finishing my A-levels, and they kind of didn't sack me, but said that they had to let me go just in case I decided to go to university. And they'd actually found Dan and given Dan my job on the Saturdays. Because Dan had done what had you done, Dan? What course? He's got some fancy qualification that was better than A-level design and technology. So they gave Dan my job, and
you're still friends.
Yeah. Well, it was not the best place in the world. It was a great place in some respects, but strange things ended up going on, and it was it didn't end up being the best place in the world to work, should I say. Let's keep it PC. As Dan then found out. I had fun for a while, but towards the end it wasn't so much fun. Okay. And then Dan found that out for himself then, after he took up the mantle of making teas and coffees and sweeping up.
Good man.
God, that's such a long time ago. But I can't complain, because I wouldn't be here if it hadn't been for taking that Saturday job, really. I met so many people. I can remember guys there were people that came as far down from Newcastle and Scotland and all over the place. It was quite a popular little shop. Oh, yeah, that's true, actually. Dan's just said that he didn't know at the time that I lost.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. And he didn't. He didn't.
Yeah.
Till we met.
Are we believing that?
We'll all gang up on you now, Dan, when we see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was a funny old carry-on with all that. What a strange place.
Is that the better version of the Zebrano you got there than Pete Twisted Trees, Emma? It looks like it. Looks like you got the 800. He's only got the 600. Is that right?
I it is the 800. It is the ZX 800. But that's because I couldn't fit the 600 plus bed extension in my workshop comfortably. So I had to spend more money to get the 800 because at the time there was a wonderful deal on the 600 with the extension. But yeah, that was.
Dan got the sack too, by the way.
Yes, he did. I know. It, as I say, very, very strange place in the end. There were some questionable decisions made by that place.
Benjamin says,
I'm sure that some people will know.
Ben asks, what were the finishes like in those days? And can't imagine the time before the Pro Edge. Well, you sharpen your tools by hand.
Yeah, I do hand sharpen because there weren't Pro Edges back then. So I was taught to hand sharpen. There was I don't think there were really any jigs out then.
Just a grinding wheel.
White wheel. Good evening, Don. Yeah, white wheel, yeah.
Good dudes in, Stephen.
Hi, Stephen.
Hi, Stephen. Hi, Dan.
Finish-wise, everything was finished with friction polish, pretty much. Or I think, was it Bry Wax that they sold? It might have been a Bry Wax or something.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah.
See you in a minute, Rob.
Or beeswax, that's what we used to use back in the 80s.
Yeah, beeswax,
yeah. Yeah, you could get the beeswax as well.
So everything was round and brown then?
I remember.
It was then, yeah, blimey. No colours.
No.
Anybody did colours then, they were ousted out, probably. Tormac was around them.
Yeah.
Tormac was around, actually. I wouldn't like to say when colouring sort of started being a thing.
Last 10 years, maybe?
Popular. Yeah, possibly so.
I mean, probably people were doing it before that, but you know, people being noticed to do it, as in YouTube and things like that, you know.
Well, we just reflect your
marks
message.
on their doors. Colouring happens here.
What do you want to do in the future, says Roy, the boy. Art-wise.
What do I want to do in the future? You mean when I'm grown up?
Yeah, when you're going to grow up, yeah. Never going to grow up. You're never going to grow up, Gal.
An astronaut.
Too late.
I'd hate to be an astronaut.
You'd fit in the top.
If you mean sort of work-wise with the turning, I would love to get a collection of work together, like a body of work that people can sort of. That's just not. I love making all my quirky little things. I absolutely love that, but I would like eventually to have something a bit more grown up put together as well. But I will never stop the quirky stuff because I enjoy it. And I like making random things. I have every respect for turners like Steve Jones and Richard Finlay and Dave Dolby. Those guys are amazing that they can go in, day out. And I mean, Martin Pidgeon's the same. Martin has made thousands of acorns, light poles, and fair play to, and he loves it. But
He'll stand there every day, all morning, making. I just made 300 of those. You know, blimey. How can you do it?
When I drive, when I'm out in the wagon, I ring Martin a lot, and I'll ring him, and then I'll say, "Oh, I'm just dropping off at this depot. I'll ring you back." And half an hour later, I'll ring him back, and he'll go, "Oh, I've just turned like 40 light poles." It's some ridiculous thing. I'm like, it's 10 o'clock at night, and you're going out and doing that. It's just bizarre. But no, he loves it. He loves it. And I have every respect for people that can do that, but I cannot.
And that's the key thing.
I just have too many ideas. Yeah.
Pete Twisted Tree says the first Canuba wax he used was car polish. Yes, right. Yeah.
Wow, there you go.
And Wayne has just said he was taught to hand sharpen. Says those flints were a nightmare.
Yeah, so was I. Years ago. Ugly Boy says is Yorkshire grit recommended for polishing? No. Ugly Boy, Yorkshire grit is not a polish. Nope. It does give you a shine because it's got wax in it. But it's a paste to sand from 240 grit to over 1,000. That's what it's for, really. It does give a shine on it, but it doesn't last.
It won't last
Put a
because it's
finish on it.
just beeswax in it. It'll melt under your fingers.
Wayne says colouring's been going forever. Well, it is for you, Wayne. You've been forever.
Roy the boy says, Emma, you could always make a grown-up gonk.
A grown-up gong.
Emma
Full
did make a
size.
giant gonk. I have it myself.
I know.
You
I
do,
know,
yeah, you
can't
got it.
believe that went all the way to Ireland. That's amazing.
Martin Douglas wants to know, do you ever do any segmenting pieces?
No, I appreciate them, but I do not have the patience.
Don't waste your time.
I just, I mean, the gentleman at your club, Brian, Keith.
Oh, yeah, Keith
I
Island,
think
yeah.
it was. Oh my word! Keith's segmented work is just unbelievable.
It is.
I mean, I have seen quite a lot of segmented stuff that was exceptional. The quality of it was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Really, really good stuff. And he's been making some really interesting things at the moment. That was like scrap pieces and
Hasn't he?
God.
The little bowls with the bits inset in the root there.
Yeah, really
gorgeous.
lovely.
Yep.
So I
He's a talented
appreciate
guy.
it, but I can't do it.
They just
Yeah,
take for
I haven't
ages.
the
They
patience.
just take forever.
Steve done one
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah, I know.
wasn't that many rings on it, but it took him a long time.
No, I'll prefer to watch them.
Yeah.
Finished.
It's all
Not for me,
clamping and gluing and measuring and cutting accurately, and it's just for someone like me, it's not a thing.
Takes less than an hour to turn the piece. Less than 4 weeks. More than 4 weeks.
Yeah.
To put it
Wow.
together. God.
No,
Rob Copperrow says that looks nice, Steve.
Thank you.
it does.
It's not bad.
Well, it's a nice colour.
I suppose you
Not
better.
bad. Not
mix
bad
it.
for an old
Okay.
boy.
What he's turning.
What kind of wood is it, Steve?
Piece of oak.
You got water damage on it.
What, here?
Hmm.
Yes, it has. It's got a bit of resin damage here.
Yeah, I've seen the resin damage, but that's okay.
Good night, Gary. Gary Glass is going.
See you,
Hey,
Gary.
Gary.
Thanks for coming
Oh,
over.
see you, Gary.
Well, I mean,
Take it easy.
Damn the job taking, man.
Frederick Day says Wayne was in the army when the chieftain was a rank.
Benjamin says it's funny
and
how,
not a thanks.
how us hobbyists spend so much on
Yeah,
hardware.
Funny.
And then you see Mr. Dolby with a wooden grinder rest.
Yeah. I went
Oh,
to
you
Dave's
did wooden tool
last
rests when I
week.
was a young boy. We used to make
Yeah.
wooden tool rests. Just turn them up, use them.
Would work okay, would it not? Do we get a
It
ding in
used
it
to.
then?
So you had.
Mhm.
Break it, make another one.
No, I went to Dave's earlier this week, and it's a mad place. He's a busy guy, busy man.
Nice to be that way. You know.
Clint's last segment to turn in 15 minutes to turn the ball, 5 hours to make the jig, to make the blind.
Yeah, so-
Oh, no.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's all too much like engineering to me, that kind of stuff.
The trouble is, if you
That's
don't
because
get
it
it,
saves
I'd end
making
up-
too many shavings, isn't it?
the trouble is,
True.
and all when you're making segment, if you don't get those angles exactly right, a third of a degree will cause you issues when you're trying to glue it together. So
Mhm.
they've got to be exactly perfect.
Anything new coming in the shop, Emma?
I've got my little airbrushes. They're in now, and I got some more yesterday. So those are all right.
Airbrushes.
I've never done much airbrushing. I've always wanted to have a bash at it, and I've always been put off because I'm a bit of a bugger for. If I'm gonna go and buy something, I end up saving and buying like really good quality.
I think I learned when I was young that you buy rubbish and you get rubbish. And so
Yeah.
I'm wary of it. So I kind of thought, I'd love to have a go. And I went to Skidby Club a few months back. They had Joey Richardson there, and I'm making all these notes about eye water airbrushes and all these. And I'm thinking, well, that's 150 quid, and I need a reducer for my compressor and this, that, and the other. And nah, I'll wait. I can't afford it. I'll wait. And then I found this little air compressor, and I had one sent to me to try out. Well, I bought it, to be honest, and to try out. And I've been right impressed with it, and it's wonderful. Yeah, it cost me 75 quid, so they're all right. It's not by any means. It's not an eye water airbrush, and the compressor is just a tiny. It's like it gives you air on demand, so it's just a tiny battery compressor. So it's like a mini portable one. But for me, that's really good first. Well, I actually bought it to do modelling, and so I got it for that. Generally, just indicating those. And thought,
Your microphone's breaking up. I don't know if it's breaking up for me or everybody else, but
is
your
it?
microphone's breaking up slightly.
Oh, hang on, let me just check battery on it because.
Wayne said he's done segmented turning on one of his live shows. It started with one piece of wood. That was it.
That's the link in the chat to the airbrush that Emma was talking about.
Must be. Is that any better? I've just unplugged it and replugged it in.
Fine.
Yeah, that's better.
Oh, cool. Don't know what that was.
Hodgepodge says if you get a good airbrush, Emma, you could probably cut down the eye makeup time to 4 minutes 30 seconds. I know, Robert.
Yeah.
Spray on.
If you were listening to how long it took.
Close eyes, spray on. Easy.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it?
It's a bit hard,
Well, Frederick's just asked. I bet it is. Frederick's asked what the most difficult project to make. Well, apparently, it was a centrifuge platter I was trying to make on last week. What day was it? Oh, that was a disaster. It's the first time that I've gone through the bottom of something.
Oh yeah, you made the halo.
I did it live. I made a frisbee out of it. I'm going to come back to that though. It's got potential. Definitely.
Lucius, is that the one you made on Sunday?
Is that the one you used on Sunday?
Used on Sunday.
The airbrush, the thing that she's talking about.
Yes, it was. Yeah. Yeah, Lucy, that was the little airbrush I used. I only have that airbrush, that's it. Okay, I got it for models. And
Are you doing much carving now, Emma?
I hardly do any. Oh, it's really sad. I just don't have the time. I need to go and grab Errol at some point, but I made Errol and I started another dragon, not that style, not kind of the cartoony style dragon, but it was, if any of you know of the artist Anne Stokes, she draws lots of more realistic style dragons. And I started one of those, and it's shoved under. I can't even get it out. It's wedged under the workbench in the corner of the workshop, and I haven't. It's sad. I miss it, but I don't have time.
I mean, so Rob, the professor's asking, why am I struggling to control the bowl gouge when I'm trying to flatten a bowl blank face? Any tips for him?
Flatten a bowl blank. Are you turning from the outside edge in or the inside out? Because you can do both when you're facing off. Because when you're hitting the fibres the same, they're flat, so you're hitting them the same. No matter which direction you put. You might be approaching at the wrong angle for your bevel. You might not quite be sharp enough. Or you might be pressing too hard. if you lean into your tool as you're making a cut, and you tend to do it more if things start to bounce, it'll just exaggerate the bounce. So you need to take some light cuts and cut the tops off the bounce and get through it that way.
So you need Rob to get somebody to show you if you can't do it, and you really can't do it. Find somebody that can, like a professional, and get somebody to show you how to do it. Or go to a club.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, there's a link in the chat to Anne Stokes, the artist that Emma was just talking about.
She's blooming good.
Fabulous.
She
Absolutely
really is.
fabulous. Now, just had a quick look at her.
Yeah.
Mick Hughes joined us. Hello, Mick.
And yes, she does draw realistic dragons, historically accurate ones, definitely.
Historically accurate.
Yeah, Hodgepodge says, realistic dragons, question mark?
She calls herself,
Yeah.
she calls it fantasy art, by the way.
Historically accurate dragons, says Dan.
Dragons are real, so
Dragons are
no
real.
debate.
I know, I've got one in the family.
There is no debate.
I've met some dragons.
Oh, Nicky's going to be pleased to hear that.
Notice
He does
I
a
said
whole
I've
lot of
met some
stuff
dragons.
for the gaming industry.
I've
as
been
well.
out with some.
Dragons are real, definitely. You've got to think about it, right? There are all these different civilizations who have cave paintings or old scrolls, or there's all sorts of documentation, shall we call it, of creatures that look relatively similar on these different continents well before there was travel between them. It's
Well, before there was
coincidental.
humans. It's Neanderthals.
So you sort of think, how did they all come up with the same thing at sort of the time when it's not like they could have shared the idea?
They wouldn't have made Game of Thrones if it wasn't real.
Well, exactly.
Game of Thrones. Right, just
Dan
sound this
says,
out.
does she also specialise in realistic fairies? She kind of does.
She does.
Her
She's-
artwork is amazing.
It is
Have
amazing.
a look at her website. It's absolutely
Yeah.
stunning.
It is amazing. The dragon that I am in the process of carving, that one day I will finish, is called, the piece of artwork is called Woodland Guardian. That's what it's based on. So it's a dragon kind of wrapped around a Celtic knot cross, and it's a beautiful drawing, it's that.
Yeah, Pete's right. He said dragons are all around us. It's just the scale that people have got wrong these days. You look at some of the animals, they look like dragons.
So Robert Klingsport says, Emma, what prompted you to make your own colours and sell them?
I initially used to import another brand. I used to import some Let's Resin ones, but they ended up putting the minimum quantity up to a ridiculous number, and it used to really irritate me that in the powder range there were two colours that were just really ugly, and I'd looked into it before I found those anyway, because I'd found some years ago that they weren't in a powder form, they were in paint form, like a watercolour. And we used to have this most amazing shop in Dewsbury where I bought them from. And it had so many quirky art things. And I used them on a couple of banded bowls before I was demoing them, and people were saying, oh, where'd you get that colour from? Where's it from? And I looked and looked and looked, and they eventually found some of these watercolours on Etsy, and they were £100 for a set of like 6 or something, tiny little blocks. So I thought, they've got to be made from mica powder or something like that. And I just started getting in touch with manufacturers, and I was trying to tell them what I wanted, and one of them came back and said, yeah, we can do it. And they sent me some samples, and I tweaked them, and it just went from there, really. And the other reason was, in fact, this guy only got back to me the other day on Instagram, and he sent me a picture of some dice with this beautiful sort of ethereal colour shift inside. And I said, well, they're definitely mica powders, but none of mine can do that. And I ended up going down a bit of a rabbit hole, hunting these things down for him, and couldn't do it. So I asked my manufacturer and said, can you make me these? And sent them some specifications. Sent me some samples back, and I'm just about to test them. I'm just about to test them in some dice to see if I can match them. I think he's wanting them matching to some old dice that he bought.
All right.
So,
Answer with Aardvarks.
wrong answer. Sorry.
No, don't worry about that.
All
That's what
Brilliant.
it's all about.
Great
Finding
answer.
These things. But when you've tested them, they'll be on the market, hopefully, if they're successful.
The powders are already out because they
Oh,
are.
I got some of those. I mean, the new ones you're going to test.
They're out.
All right.
So they're my ethereal range.
You're
All right. Okay.
Yeah, but it's just, I mean, I've got to specifically test them for. I've got some
For
more
that
colour
job.
samples to try and see if I can match them for him. But I don't think that I'll be bringing all the colours out because it's an expensive do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they are. They are silly money. Those ethereal ones. I don't know why.
That's a great answer.
Production of them takes a long time.
Are you getting on with that wormy resin? Boy wants to know if you got wormy resin.
Wormy resin? Has it got
Mhm.
worm?
Wormy resin, Steve.
Has it
Got
worm?
wormholes in it.
Is it?
Or air bubbles.
Wormholes.
One of the two.
They're
wasn't
air
it?
bubbles.
Wormy resin.
They're air bubbles, they'll be right.
Mike Hughes just said, does that mean there's more new colours to buy?
Affirmative.
Well, let's have a look.
Yeah.
Life's a bitch, innit, Mick?
These ones are much better for casting in resin. The flakes, especially, the flakes are a lot bigger than the chameleon one. They all have the same chameleon sort of colour shift capability to them, but they're on a white base and they're more see-through. The chameleon ones are on a black base, and if you mix them with resin, they kind of go grey. So these ones work a lot better.
Robert Klingspor Abrasives says, with your paints and powders flakes, what grit would you recommend to sand to for them?
You don't need to go more than 240 because you need to ideally put a coat of paint down underneath the chameleon ones. A coat of black paint. I use the Joe Sonia Black Gesso as a base coat, or you can use things like chestnut ebonizing lacquer to put down as a base. The chameleon ones need that to reflect from. So you don't want to go more than 240 because you want the paint to key to the wood. And if you go too high, you start burnishing the wood and then it won't adhere as much. Yeah, bingo.
Simon asks, what benefits of your flakes over powders and vice versa?
So the chameleon ones, because these are the ones that people are more familiar with, the flakes are a lot more sparkly. There's a bit more pizzazz to the flakes. They are more glittery and more vivid because they're bigger particles. Well, they're flakes. Yeah, exactly. They can reflect more light. The powders have a much more smooth appearance to them, but you can use them for things like centrifuge painting because the powders will follow a really sharp pinstripe line in the size. So I use them a lot on centrifuge pieces, or just if I'm wanting to paint anything tiny, the powders are much better for that. Yeah, that's the main differences really. I tried to match the colour range in the flakes with the colour range in the powders, so you get the same base colour to colour shift in both of them. I suppose just so that it gives you the option of going one way or the other of them, really.
So I've just put a link in the chat that takes you straight to the new flakes, and it's called the Sundries page. Have a look at that, guys.
Cheers, Brian.
Twisted Pete has said, Emma, do you have any tips on getting chameleon flakes out of beards?
No, there is no way. They'll be with you forever.
They are a little bit floaty. Aren't they?
They are very floaty.
Yeah.
And whatever you
Dan
do, don't sneeze when you open the pot.
Dan
No,
says,
don't
have you ever walked through a door, threw a handful of powder in the air just as you enter and pretend to be Tinkerbell? No, Dan.
No, but I think I
That's a
might
good
have
idea,
to do
Mike.
that.
That's a brilliant
Yeah.
idea.
I think I'd use the
better than
flakes.
confetti,
I think
couldn't
you
it, at a
get more
wedding?
twinkle. You
Tonight,
get more
Matthew.
twinkle with the flakes.
Tonight, Matthew, I'm
Better
going to
than
be
confetti.
Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not stars in your eyes, flakes in your eyes.
flakes in your eyes. I am embarrassed to admit, but I actually do have a Tinkerbell fancy dress outfit in the loft somewhere
Why are you
from
embarrassed about
years
that?
ago.
All coming out now, people. Simon says, can you add them to CA glue, like for cracks and similar?
I was thinking that too.
Ooh,
I have
that's
a-
an
I have a-
interesting one.
I have a plan for that.
Brian will update you.
Yeah, Brian.
I'm going to have a try at that, guys.
He's going to try that. He's going to fill his cracks because Brian gets a lot of cracks in his work.
It's trouble when you get
It's-
old.
no,
I mean,
It's not for cracks. No, it involves string and CA glue.
Oh, it's not Tinkerbell. Okay, all right.
Oh, okay. I'm interested, Brian. I'm interested. I
Wayne
tell
the
you what,
Woodturner.
some people. Oh, go on. Sorry.
So I was just going to say, Wade the Woodturner's just said that some gloss lacquers, the size doesn't stick to it.
Oh,
That's
right.
that's probably because it's too shiny.
Yeah,
It's too
Yeah.
smooth. It's because there's no key.
no key on it.
Hmm. Yeah, actually, if you put too many coats of the ebonising, although I have found that it's stuck. I had problems with the Joe Sonia paints the other day, and that didn't key to the surface. And it went weird.
Well, Roy's the boy's asking
But yeah,
how long
that's
does
the thing.
how long does it take for the chameleon wax powders to dry when you use the glue size?
So, when I first started developing these, I had a bottle of Polyvine size that I've been using this size for a very long time, and I had a couple of bottles of it. So I was testing everything with those, and then I was demoing, and I had another bottle. I think they've changed the formula because as soon as I started selling them, I had people come back to me saying, "Oh, the size seems to still feel tacky underneath, even after like a week, 2 weeks, or longer." So I think that they have changed the formula, and it does stay slightly tacky, even once you've coated them, especially with the flakes, because the flakes don't have the same coverage as the powders. So you can either dust over flakes with powders just to take up a little bit more of the any size that's kind of still sticky. But I now wait 24 hours for the size to cure as much as it will. And if it still feels sticky, take either melamine or acrylic gloss lacquer and just spray the smallest amount from about a foot away from it to just take up any tackiness just with the lacquer particles. Yep. And that just... You're not coating it with lacquer because that'll dull it ever so slightly, but that light spray, it just takes that tackiness away but preserves the vibrancy of the flakes.
So Mark at Turnigan Crafts would like to know how you make the centrifugal bowl. Did you mix the powder with something to make it run, or how did you achieve it?
No, you put the size on the glue. You put that on and you spin that up and to create the centrifuge, and then you dust the powders on dry, so you just brush those on dry. Don't mix them with anything, they will go grey.
That then we know how to do that. David J. Heath has just joined us.
I did wonder, would the chameleon flakes work in CA glue? Not CA glue. Not CA glue. PVA glue.
All right.
I wonder. I'm going to try that.
May work with PVA.
Mix it with some, because PVA dries clear.
Yeah.
Professor Rob says he puts glitter into CA to fill cracks to good effect.
That works, yep. Lucy says that normal glitter is banned from her house.
Rob says you call it size. Is that normal glue?
No.
It's a glue
No,
that doesn't
that-
set in it,
No.
or doesn't go hard.
It specifically was made for gilding, and because it's different to like sizing that you use for plaster walls and stuff like that. And traditionally it was made from rabbit skin. So it's a rabbit skin glue, or they used to make it from papyrus as well, boiled papyrus. But it's just the name given to the adhesive that's used in gilding, and it's got a bit of an unusual characteristic in that once it dries out, then it's sticky. And then traditionally, you have a certain amount of working time before it dries out completely, and then nothing will stick to it because it's dry. The size that I use, the polyvine one, stays sticky, so it kind of, even once it's dried out, it still has a tackiness to it. Whereas
That's
like PVA glue, you put it on, and once it's dry, it's dry. Once this dries, it goes sticky. So it's weird stuff.
I have discovered that yours it never dries as right.
Yeah. It's really frustrating.
I've had to cut the gold leaf off twice because of that.
Oh, you're joking, Brian.
I have to let it dry longer, Brian.
Even under gold leaf, you can still feel it through the leaf.
No, the issue was that I put the first layer of gold leaf on, there's a couple of little spaces. I thought I'll just put a little bit more size on there. And then put the gold leaf on, but it spreads underneath the gold leaf and comes out the edges of it. You can't move it. It's stuck there forever.
Right.
So if you don't get it right first time, it's not going to be right.
Right.
Full of Blarney's just come in. But hello, fella.
Right, full of Blarney.
Blarney. That's looking good, Steve. People are saying that's looking good.
Thank you. That hole goes all the way through. The milk's going to run out of there in the morning. Right.
Pete just said, riding home from a rally in Sweden with a bunch of bikers at a fuel stop, several of them borrowed Lisa's sun cream. They didn't know it had gold glitter on it. It looked good on the bald head.
Brilliant.
Bikers and glitter. Oh.
Yeah, that goes together, doesn't it? It was a riot. Hell's Angels with glitter.
Yeah, glittery angels.
Why not? Yeah, exactly. Why not?
Now Pete goes out every weekend on his bike with his glitter bead.
With his gold glitter.
Yeah.
Philip Blarney's got a great burger, a huge burger on a lathe. Tell us more.
Yeah, what sort of bargain do you get?
Ooh.
$12.99 was it?
$12.99. Don't think anybody believes that anymore.
Brent Beefcroft for a run. He's off to the
is that?
Legion tonight. This is Legion night.
Oh.
Fridays.
Good night, Brent. See you later.
Hello, Brent. Have a good
See you
one.
later, Brent.
We can't wait for a game of darts or Skittles or something. This is an interesting piece of wood you've got, Steve.
Interesting.
Well, that and resin.
I like the lumpy bits in it.
That's tool marks.
Well, that's texture, that means.
Texture. Yeah.
Oh, right, texture. Is that what they call it now? They don't call it tool marks nowadays. They call it texture, do they?
I turned a piece of walnut today into a bowl shape. It was an interesting turn. I didn't realise that walnut was just quite so dusty.
Fellow Blarney's got a Nova 3000 16-inch swing swivel head.
Lovely.
DC motor for $200.
Oh,
Wow.
US dollars.
US
That's a
dollars. That's £150.
Does it work?
Yeah.
Does it work?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Did it come with a motor?
Is it just the box you bought?
yeah. It's just a box.
What I might do with those tomorrow, when I've got a bit more time, is I might put some of the If I can find them, I'll show you. They're here somewhere. I know they are. The powders in them, like brass
Oh yeah. All right.
or aluminium, or what's the other one? Brass, copper.
Metal powders.
Gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for a
Copper.
warm one.
Yeah, nice warm colour. Yeah.
So what? Brass,
Copper.
copper.
Aluminium would be too shiny. Go for the brass, the coppery one.
Copper one.
I'll have to take the
The brass
outside
is very
because-
brassy.
because that hole goes all the way through. But I'll do that tomorrow when I've got a bit more time. So I'll do that, and then I'll show everybody the finished piece. I've never used these. I've only been out 3
Mike Hughes
years.
has been
Oh yeah.
Mike Hughes has been converting the whiskey bottle into stuff for this week. He says his workshop smells amazing. But it does.
Robert Klingspor says, so pre-Yorkshire grit, did you sand to 1,000 with normal abrasives? Yes, Rob. In fact, you sanded with wet abrasive up that when you get above 1,000. And you put, burnishing cream on it, all the rest of it. But it took all that time to get up to 1,000. So the grit stopped you having to dry sand. People wet sanded as well.
It stops the dust.
Pre-Yorkshire grit.
Pre-Yorkshire.
Brian at Greenhaven says, thanks for the tea, Emma.
Yeah,
He's very welcome.
in his package.
Did you get your cup
Must
of
cost
tea,
you a
Emma?
fortune in tea bags.
No, I haven't got my cup of tea.
Oh,
I fell
what?
asleep.
Sacked.
In fact, I don't even. Has he read?
Fell asleep.
He's
No,
sitting in the house.
He hasn't read the
sleeping.
message yet.
Yeah, read the
Sleeping.
message.
That's what he is.
Oh, I've just had some interesting messages off Jennifer. Jennifer's Crafting Creations. She's been making feathers, resin feathers with the pigments, and a really cool gecko and
I see them on Facebook the other day.
seahorse. They look odd. They look fabulous.
Is that the same
I'm
one she
so rubbish at social media at the moment. It could very well be, Steve. I am pants at being online at the moment. Terrible for it. You get out of the habit and then you just don't want to get back into it.
Well, when you get busy, you can't do everything. Right, so I will fill these holes in. Let me get this out. Why did I turn resinous everywhere?
Mark says he's just put a second lathe for teaching on.
Good.
Oh, nice one.
WL
It's an
8350.
AT350WL. It's the same one as I've got.
Oh, these mean nothing to me, do these numbers?
The little lathe,
It's a small lathe, 1 horsepower lathe, 12 inches
Oh,
over
right.
the bed. It's a cracking little lathe.
Oh, right, okay.
That's what you need for teaching on, isn't it, really?
The same one as I've got. Daddy,
I know.
you'll know mine.
So, other than a few air bubbles, like I say, this wasn't put in a pressure pot. This was just cold poured. So, clean that out of there. So there's a few little air bubbles in it. So I'll fill those tomorrow when I get a bit of time. That one in there. And I'll just polish them out and finish that. But other than that, it's a nice bit of wood. That's got a nice few little cracks in it, a bit of feature. Definitely gonna have to.
By the way, anybody that's old enough to know Tony Bennett died.
I know, yeah.
Just can't be died. Poor old boy.
Yeah, died today. 49 shy. So it is, Mark, right now. 49 shy. You're right.
So yeah, so that's that bit. I'll just quickly show you the bit I've got ready for Sunday, since I missed that last Sunday. Bring on the camera. So after I eventually got it right, we managed to get the crackle effect paint in the background. I then put all these little
Oh, I like that.
metal cogs in there and filled it with resin. So the idea is to turn this edge off so you can see the
Bit of
cogs
steampunking.
from the
Yeah,
side.
that's funny. I've got one of those.
Bit of steampunk, that is.
Is it?
Oh, look.
Is that what you call it?
Mm.
Yeah, look.
They call it
Look
steampunk.
at that. Snap.
Engineering bits. It's called steampunking.
I got one of them. See?
I got one of them.
Yeah, everybody got one of those,
Everyone's
Steve.
got
What'd you
one.
bother with that for?
There it is. It looks really good.
Yeah, that's
So the idea is to turn this off of here so you can see in the side. That's the idea. But we'll see how. But I messed it up big time on Sunday.
Okay.
I messed it up big time Sunday, and the paint wouldn't dry, and the crackle effect wouldn't crackle. So
Wouldn't work. I said.
Well,
Yeah.
you tried putting crackle effect paint over the gesso, which is never going to work.
which is a big no-no because it's water-based in it. So
Yeah.
that's the reason it didn't work.
Well, the gesso was raised far too much of a key. The stuff wouldn't slip over the top of it. That's why it wouldn't work.
Ruby says she likes the red resin, Steve, and
Oh, really?
the clog plate looks brilliant.
Thank you very much, Ruby. Thank you, Ruby. So we'll be finishing that Sunday. So let's bring you guys back.
Oh no!
What am I looking for? That
Sit
button
up. Put our clothes back on. Oh, yeah. Beat the wife up as she goes by. You know.
Pay attention, for goodness sake.
Still here now. We're on camera.
Yeah. Be good. Be good. Behave.
Be good.
Be good.
Right.
Can't be good. Be careful. Can't be careful. Give me a ring. Simple as that.
So, have you got any more questions for Emma before we run
go.
off? Before we run off, my hands are filthy off that ochre. My hands are black.
Aye.
I ain't got a cough in there.
Nice bit of wood though.
Is. I got given 3 or 4 blanks that sort of size, and they all had inclusions in them. So I thought, rather than throwing them away, I'd fill them with resin.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Klingsford says,
Good
Steve,
help.
keep up. That's so 2022. That's
Well,
steampunking. If you
I
see
am
these
in-
people come around, they belong to a steampunk. They go cogs like that and all that. It's engineering, basically.
I am in Norfolk. We are like 3 months behind everybody else in Norfolk. It's like a time zone. When you come over that river, that's like a time zone going through.
Don't forget, guys, that Emma has a Facebook page as well. You can keep up to date.
Ish.
Did you put a link for Emma's
Roy-
shopping or
Yeah.
or store? Should we say?
Yeah,
Shop.
they've been
Roy,
super.
Emma's
Thank
lathe
you.
is a Soprano 800, ZX 800, CX 800, is it? I can't remember
ZX. Yeah.
now.
Which is
ZX
the same.
800, Roy.
It's the same numerical system as Kawasaki motorbikes. Because my ex used to have a ZX12, which is
So
a
she gets
sports
fed up.
tourer.
She climbs on the bed, gives it a rev, and disappears off up the road.
I used to have a motorbike, and I miss it dearly. I used to have a VFR 400, a little Honda. It was an epic little bike, was that.
Is that the bike what's in your
Yeah.
profile picture?
Yeah.
Emma,
Yes.
where's the dragon?
Oh, I'll go get it. Shall I go get it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
go
go.
get
I'll be
it.
back in a
Go,
minute.
hurry up.
I'll be back in a minute.
We'll talk about you while
There's
you're gone. You go
103
get it.
people sitting here waiting to
Oh,
see
you
you.
see the
Sorry,
dragon.
sorry.
I'd get my dragon, but I don't think she'll come out this time of night.
No, she won't. She'll be in
No,
bed
that
now.
ain't a dragon. That
Steve.
ain't a dragon. I don't call it.
Follow Blarney, yes. Apparently she's going to be on Sundays
Yeah, that was a bit of
afternoons
backpedaling.
when she can. She's not swearing to coming on every Sunday, but she will be on Sunday afternoons.
Rob from Klingsford
Now and
just said,
again.
thank you, Emma, Steve, Brian, and I forgot the other blokes.
Hey. Oh. Wait, you ain't let's see you.
That's, Harold!
Pete,
Good
by
man,
the
Rob.
way, Pete's covering for me on Sunday, everybody. So if he's quick enough, he can put his link in for Pete's live on Sunday.
You have plenty of time. We're going to put Emma on full screen now and let her show off her dragon.
Yeah, but we won't that going up the screen while she's showing that off. Nobody take any noise.
Lucy said the first bike he ever went on the back of was a ZX9R Ninja. Very good. Means absolutely
My
nothing to
first
me.
motorbike is on to 50.
Ninjas
There
are
she
very
comes.
snake happy. They're very
Here she
lively on
comes
the back
now,
end
see?
and
No.
a bit wibbly wobbly.
This dragon's dangerous. Has to be kept in a metal box.
Yeah, it was a Ninja, was the bike that he had, Lucy. I've had to bring the box, sorry. Oh, God, there's so much rubbish in
That's all
here.
right. No rush. Take your time. We got all evening. Don't worry about the rest. We're not worried about it. They go.
Yeah, plenty of time. It's only 9:15.
Yeah, plenty of time.
There we go.
I know you have to pack your bags and stuff, but never mind.
Oh, I still
I
have
had a
got
Triumph Tiger
suitcase,
Cub,
so-
Anne. They were lovely.
Look at that.
Right, put on full screen,
Right,
Steve.
full screen, Steve.
Dink.
This is Emma's Dragon. It's
That's
a beautiful
awesome.
bit of kit. Look at
Absolutely
that.
awesome, that is.
Look at that.
He is absolutely stunning. I
Beats
love that.
segmented turning any
How many
day.
hours did you spend on that, Emma? How many
Absolutely
hours did
love
you
her.
spend on that?
I don't know. I never counted, and I'm so disappointed.
That's got to be in the
But it
hundreds.
took
More than
me.
300. More than
Oh
300.
yeah, it was hundreds. It took me on and off
I
6
love the
years.
look on his face.
6
But he's-
years.
He's got a fabulous expression. So
Beautiful.
Well, he's not.
Oh, he's
He's,
fabulous.
he's not my design. He's taken from an illustration that
Doesn't
Paul
matter.
Kidby did, and I always loved it.
He's
Paul Kidby is an
brilliant.
amazing artist, and he used to illustrate for Terry Pratchett, and this is Errol
All right.
from the Discworld novels. So if you are a Discworld fan, you
Yeah.
will recognise him.
Very cool.
He is absolutely brilliant.
There you go. My pride and joy.
Well done. Well
My
done,
pride
Emma.
and joy.
Yeah,
Well done,
so you
Pete.
should be.
But I kind of need to make something else now
Excellent.
because I've been trading off him for a while.
Yeah, just
Well, you
keep
got one
doing it,
under the
he's fine.
bench, quarter finished. So,
I
you know.
have.
But still,
Yeah,
you know, I
I
mean,
need
that's
to
the
get
massive
one.
achievement because, number one, I wouldn't have the patience to do anything like that. So it's a massive achievement that you've.
That's part of it now as well.
You don't have to
I
do
would,
one
I
of
would
these.
have the patience, but I haven't got the talent.
Are you a
draw it out for you,
patient
then you can
guy?
hide it.
Because I am just terrible.
Yes,
Really,
100% patient. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Sit for
yes.
hours and play
Have the-
drill O's in things for
I have
hours.
the patience of 2 cents.
Really.
I get so far into a
Mm.
project like that, and I just get, that's it, I've had enough now.
Benjamin,
No.
is it lime wood?
Yes, it is.
That's dragon.
Lime is brilliant
Yes.
for soft enough to carve by hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's lovely to carve. No, I need to get my finger out and get some more done. Really.
Rob says, "You done that with a skew." Yeah, close.
Yeah.
You don't see the spiral on his
Yeah.
tail, no?
Steve Gordon says he's just seen he saw a biker's T-shirt and on the back it read, "This is my." If you
can read this, my wife's
This
my
is-
messages fell off.
This is my missus. It's fallen off. You can read this one. Yeah.
I
Take
like
mine on
it.
the back of a bike. Something lonely.
I hate being on the backs of bikes. Can't stand being pillion.
It's no fun on the back, is it?
Oh,
It's more excitement on
No.
the front.
yeah.
I don't even like being in the front of a bike.
That's not the
No,
bike.
I don't
that's
have a bike
That's not the
anymore, I
bikers. That's the
gave
idiot.
it
That's the drivers who don't look out for them. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's the
it is.
lorry drivers
yeah.
coming around the
No,
corner.
it's true.
That you're on the wrong side of the road. Of Emma. Bang.
Don't be blaming them lorry drivers now. There's one
Oh,
in the
they're
room.
terrible.
Right then, folks. Quickly.
They come around the corner when you're on the wrong side. You know they shouldn't be there.
Right then, guys. If you got any more questions for Emma before we knock it on the head, then your chance is now.
Quick.
Because we're going.
It
It's
has.
been a privilege, Emma,
Yeah.
to have you
I've
on. To have you
enjoyed
on
it.
the
Stay-
service.
Once,
Stay there, Emma.
once
Don't,
I settled
don't,
into
It's been
don't
good
log
fun.
off.
Yeah.
Don't log off
Yeah.
when he
She
goes.
She were dead nervous at the beginning, boys.
Yeah. She
Yeah,
was.
nervous.
Yeah, she's
I was
enjoyed it
super
now. She'll be
nervous.
back.
yeah, I was super
She'll be back
nervous
next
because you
year.
don't know what to do. It's like when you've not got a
You do.
lathe in front of, well, turning tools and you're making
Yeah,
something.
working,
it's just
yeah.
a different ball game. So, thank you for looking after me. I have had
I
fun.
knew you'd be
I
fine,
have had
Emma,
fun.
because
Dan,
That's the
Dan
key.
says he loved his scooter when he was 16. Obviously, he wasn't a rocker, then he was a mod. Bet you had a long coat too, didn't you, Dan?
Yeah.
Long,
Yeah,
long,
flare
long
trousers.
blonde hair, Dan. Used to curl it up again.
Flower
Yes,
behind
it,
his
flower
left
around his
ear.
left ear.
Yeah, we know. Yeah.
Simon's asked
Are
if
you live Sunday? Says Simon.
Bootlace tie.
Are you live Sunday, Emma?
Hmm?
Are you live Sunday?
Yeah, I am.
No.
Yes, she is.
I am.
3:30.
We are.
Yeah, because I'm nervous about Denmark, so I'm live to take my mind off it.
Ah,
Good.
So yeah,
good. That's good.
3:30, I'll be live. I don't know what I'm doing. Not a clue.
That's right.
I'll figure that out
Whatever comes to mind.
when I hit stream.
Sounds a bit like.
Your workshop
sounds
is
a bit
tight.
like
Look
me,
forward
that
to
does.
that.
Yeah, it's the best way, isn't it?
And me. And Terry. We can't all do that.
What? Or do what?
Oh, Mark.
Make it up
Yes,
as you go along, Terry.
sometimes I don't decide what
Yeah.
I'm doing until like what I said, walk in and said, "We're going live now, Brian. What shall I do?" He said, blah, blah, blah. "Click. Hello, everybody. We're doing this tonight."
Crazy.
Instant.
The pressure, it
It's not
makes
the
you
first time.
do something. It makes
Yeah.
you produce.
It does.
It does. Keeps the little grey cells working.
The pressure of a deadline is always good.
It
Oh, I
is.
don't know about
Although
that.
you never stick to
Mark's noticed. Mark's noticed the workshop.
Yeah.
This is tidy,
it. Yeah,
Mark.
it is time.
It is it's very, very tidy. It's almost as tidy as Wayne's.
I
Well,
watched.
maybe-
That's
maybe not.
debatable.
I watched
Maybe not.
some vlog footage that I'd filmed ages ago, earlier today, and it was like pristine. Then I don't know what's happened. Need to do something with it. It's not good.
Yeah, exactly.
Life happened.
It did.
You can't be everywhere, Emma. That's the thing.
No.
Right then, I think that's all the questions.
Yeah, I was just
I
saying.
think
I just
so.
seen that
Looks
fellow
like it.
Blarney is in Detroit. He says, "You better have good health insurance to ride a bike here."
I can imagine.
Bloody fly.
Okay, everybody, looks like we're going.
Right, so
Don't forget, you'll see Emma on Sunday at 3:00. You'll see Steve at
3:30.
1.
3:30.
You'll see 3:30. You'll see Steve at 1:00. You'll see Pete at 7:00,
Pete.
standing in for me, and you'll see Wayne tomorrow, hopefully.
Yeah.
If he can find his way into his workshop.
Say, look, Wayne normally puts his link
And
in.
Jamie
Busy
tomorrow.
weekend.
And I'll be
No,
back
you won't.
on
It's a
Monday.
live 360 meeting, isn't it, Monday night?
Yay.
Live 360 Monday.
No, I'm doing Monday. I'm
What
doing Monday
60's
night.
on?
That's all right.
Oh,
I'm still
won't
doing
be
Monday
there.
night. It's not a demo.
Aw.
it's not.
It's
I
not a
was
demo.
talking about a demo now. We're still going to be there. 360 cameras.
I'm doing a live. I'm doing a live Monday night, whether you're
Oh.
there or not, Terry.
Right.
Yeah. Think I'll
Right,
miss you?
anyway, Mum and
No,
Dad's are
don't think I will.
arguing. We'll stop there. So, so anyway, guys, thank you very much for coming over and joining us. A massive thank you to Emma for eventually agreeing to come on. So I really do appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
And as always, thank you to Brian and Terry for keeping the chat sweet and courteous and entertained.
Steve-
And
Yeah, just before you go, then Pete's on at 8:00, not 7:00. Sorry,
right.
Sunday,
Yeah,
There you go.
exactly.
Sunday's day.
So anyway, we're going to knock it on head. Thanks everybody for coming over. Hope you've really enjoyed. I hope you've asked the questions you want to ask. If you didn't, tough luck. You had the chance. So you know, we offered it. We offered it.
Not
You
bad luck,
didn't take the chance. So anyway, with that, we're going to go. Like Terry said, I will be back Sunday 1:00, and then Wayne's on tomorrow night. I don't know if Wayne's put his link in, but if not, everybody's subscribed to Wayne, no doubt.
No,
We're in no
you haven't.
Wayne anyway.
Yeah, so go over and check out
Yeah.
Wayne tomorrow. Check out Pete and Brian on Monday night if you're not watching the 360 meeting. But anyway, we're going to go.
3:30.
Yeah,
Bye
number
for
3:30. Yeah. So anyway, we will go. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Have a great weekend. Take care. Speak to you soon. And bye for now. Bye. Say bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye,
guys.
everyone.
Bye, everybody.
That's all, folks.